Hello everyone, welcome again in my channel. Today again I came here with history's new topic. The name is Establishment of Power by English East India Company. Myself Miss Pramila. Today I will give you very important information about establishment of power by English East India Company. See, last time we saw that the English East India Company came to India as a trading company but started developing their settlement and gradually captured the political power from Indian rulers. But do you know the British Navy invaded India directly as the other foreign rulers? So, how did they capture political power and what prompted this decision of theirs? Well, we have already seen about Aurangzeb, who was the last powerful Mughal ruler. During his reign, the Mughal Empire extended to the eastern, northern, and northwestern state of India up to Deccan in south. The political situation changed after the death of Aurangzeb in 1707. After his death, Subedar or governors along with the big zamindar started ascertaining their independence from the Mughal Empire and establishment regional kingdoms. With the emergence of the regional kingdom, the power center shifted the regional capital and Delhi no longer renamed remain functional as an effective power centers. At the same time, among the foreign powers who came to traders, the English East India Company was the first acquiring political powers in India. Surprisingly, the English came here initially only to trade and were reluctant to acquire political power in India. So, what prompted them captured vast territory and wild political power in India? To find an answer to this question, let's examine the situation and the reasons which prompt the European, including the English, to come to India as traders. So, you can see in this map, you will get see that during the 15th and 16th century, many Europeans discovered new trade routes to India and Far East countries through the Cape of the Good Hope in Africa. The Portuguese were the first to come to India. The Dutch, the French, and the English followed. In the beginning, India was not the prime destination for the English who came here as traders. Some English merchant formed the English East India Company in England and in 16th century through a charter from Queen Elizabeth I, the Queen of England. It acquired the sole rights to trade in the East from Queen Elizabeth I, the Queen of England. This gave the East India Company the monopoly to trade in the East. The English East India Company got the freehold to venture across the ocean, find new lands to buy goods at a cheap rate and sell them in the European market at high prices for profit. And mercantile trading companies such as the English East India Company and other European companies primarily made profit by excluding any competition so that any could buy goods at a cheap rate and sell at a very high price. The royal charter issued by the English Queen, however, could not stop other European powers from entering market in the East. When the first English trading ship reached India in the 1606, the Portuguese had already established their trade post on the western coast of India with their base at Goa. Soon, the Dutch East India Company also joined this lucrative trade. The French allowed the Dutch by the end of the 17th century, all the European trading companies had their presence in the Indian market. But do you know why did they find Indian market for lucrative of all a sudden. During the early 17th century, the Dutch English East India Company became powerful, and in order to gain monopoly over the spice trade, it had to fight with the English East India Company. Many English traders were massacred in order to prevent further loss. The English East India Company looked for a trading company with India, a territory which was relatively free of competition during that time. India was known for its fine quality cotton and silk cloth in European market. It also produced spices like pepper, clove, cardamom, and cinnamon, which were in great demand in the European market. Thus, it was a lucrative destination for trade. So, most European powers showed their interest in the Indian market. Gradually, with many players in India, the competition became shift, and the price at which these goods were bought became high. This decreased the profit margin of most companies. The only way these trading companies could flourish who was to root out competition and monopolize the market. So, fierce competition followed among these companies, which lead to frequent wars and ambush. Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, these European powers blocked the sea routes, sank rival ships, and prevent them from supplying goods to the European market. Such a frequent battle to protect and secure trade lead these companies to acquire arms and ammunition and fortify their settlement in India. Such fortification brought these mercantile companies in conflict with the royal rulers of different regions and even the Mughal emperor. These companies now found in difficult in separate traders trade from politics. Among all these competition mercantile companies, the English East India Company was finally able to wield considerable power over the political situation in India.